If she had known that sitting at the wrong table would change her entire life, she might have hesitated to broken bar, but destiny doesn't wait for permission. It simply walks in quietly, unexpectedly, and sometimes, wearing a smile that feels like home. It all began with trembling fingers and a borrowed dress. Aaliyah stood outside the cafe tilde copyright, repeatedly checking her reflection in the blackened window. She wasn't used to blind dates. In fact, she wasn't used to anything that required her to think about herself. Life had kept her too busy surviving. She worked 2 jobs, morning shifts at a bakery and evening shifts at a tailoring shop. Today was her first day off in months, yet she spent half of it convincing herself she deserved one chance at happiness. Her best friend had begged her, "Please Aaliyah, just try. You can't keep living like your heart doesn't matter." So here she was, breath shaky, heart louder than the traffic behind her. Inside the cafe tilde copyright, she scanned the tables. Her towel, according to the friend who arranged it, would be wearing a navy blue shirt. Her eyes found someone at the far corner, alone, wearing exactly that. Without thinking twice, she walked toward him, rehearsing her smile in her mind. "Hi, a broken bar. I'm Aaliyah," she said softly. The man looked up, warm brown eyes, gentle, curious, slightly confused but kind. "Oh, a broken bar, hi," he replied with a small smile. "Please, sit." She sat. She didn't know she was at the wrong table. She didn't know her real date was arriving 5 minutes late, waiting by the door, texting her repeatedly. She didn't know that the man in front of her was Aariz, one of the most low-key young millionaires in the city, known for avoiding the spotlight and living simply. What she did know was that something about his presence felt strangely comforting. Aariz continued looking at her with an expression she couldn't quite categorize. He knew she wasn't here for him. He knew she had mistaken him for someone else, but for reasons he couldn't explain, he didn't correct her. The softness in her eyes, the honesty in her nervous smiley, something tugged gently at his heart. "So, Aaliyah," he said kindly, "tell me about yourself." She hesitated. "There's not much to tell, a broken bar. I'm just trying to make life work." For the first time in a long time, someone listened to her as if her words mattered. She talked about her jobs, her dreams of becoming a fashion designer, her struggles after losing her parents, and her hope that someday life would stop testing her. She apologized several times for talking too much, and each time Aariz shook his head with a sincerity that made her chest warm. "No, please continue." "Yeah, broken bar, like listening to you," he'd say. Hours passed without them noticing. At one point, she laughed, really laughed, and Aariz found himself smiling like he hadn't in years. But halfway through their conversation, her phone vibrated. A long list of messages from the man she was supposed to meet. Her heart jumped. "Oh no, a broken bar. I think I sat at the wrong table." Aariz exhaled slowly, masking his disappointment. "It's okay," he said with a smile too gentle to be real. Really, flustered, embarrassed, and speechless, she stood. "I'm so sorry, a broken bar. I didn't mean to." "Aaliyah," he said softly. She froze. "I'm glad you came to the wrong table." The sincerity in his voice struck her so deeply she felt her breath catch. She turned away quickly before her heart betrayed her. Her actual blind date turned out to be someone entirely different, uninterested, arrogant, and quick to insult her financial background when he learned she worked multiple jobs. She ended the meeting early, humiliation burning inside her. Outside the cafe tilde copyright, sitting alone on a cold bench, she felt tears threatening to fall. She hated that life made her feel small. She hated that she expected too much from herself. She hated that she still believed love was possible. Just as the tears spilled, a soft voice spoke behind her. "Aaliyah." She turned. It was Aariz. He had followed her not out of intrusion, but out of concern. "You deserve better than someone who can't see your worth," he said gently. She tried to smile, but it trembled. "It's fine. I'm used to disappointment." "I don't want you to be used to it," he whispered, sitting beside her. "Not anymore." Those words hit her like a warm embrace after years of cold nights. They talked again, but this time without the confusion of a mistaken table. Slowly, gently, without rushing, Aariz became a part of her life. He visited the bakery where she worked. He bought new clothes from her tailoring shop and always left a tip twice the price of the item. He encouraged her dream of becoming a designer, telling her he believed in her even when she struggled to believe in herself. And still a broken bar. He kept one truth hidden: his wealth. He didn't want it to become a wall between them. He didn't want her to see him differently. He wanted her to fall for the man behind the money and not the money behind the man. Weeks turned into months. Their bond deepened. It laughs in the narrow streets of the city. Late-night calls that ended only because she fell asleep mid-sentence. Moments of silence that spoke louder than words. But one day the truth came crashing in. Aaliyah accidentally discovered him on the news of the same gentle, simple Aariz. She saw a broken bar standing next to corporate giants at a charity event, referred to as one of the city's youngest and most private millionaires. Her world shattered. She felt betrayed, and not because he was rich, but because he didn't trust her with the truth. When he arrived at her shop that evening, she avoided his gaze. "Aaliyah, please listen. You lied to me," she whispered, trying to hold back tears. "I didn't lie," Aariz said softly. "I just didn't want my money to decide how you saw me. I wanted a broken bar you to know me. Just me." "Why?" she asked brokenly. "Because from the moment you sat at the wrong table, broken bar, I knew I didn't want the right one." Silence. Her heart softened. "Slowly, a broken bar painfully," he continued, voice shaking. "I fell in love with the girl who worked hard despite everything, the girl who laughed even when life was cruel. I fell in love with your strength, your kindness, your dreams. Money has never touched my heart the way you have." Aaliyah's tears finally fell a bit this time. They weren't from hurt. With trembling steps, she moved into his arms, burying her face into his chest. "I just wanted honesty," she whispered. "And you'll have it," he promised. From that day onward, their lives intertwined more beautifully than either expected. Aariz helped her open her own boutique, not by gifting it, but by becoming her silent partner, telling her, "This is your dream. I'm only helping you reach it faster." The boutique flourished. Aaliyah flourished. Their love became the thing people whispered about it, the kind of bond built not on wealth or appearance as a broken bar, but on trust, kindness, and fate's strange sense of humor. And sometimes, Aaliyah would look at him and laugh. "I still can't believe I sat at the wrong table." "To me," Aariz would reply, holding her hand with infinite tenderness, "it was the right one." Their story became a reminder. Sometimes life breaks you just enough to let the right person walk in. Sometimes love hides behind accidents. And sometimes as a broken bar, the wrong table leads to the right forever. So if you're watching this, remember, life can change in a moment. Keep believing, keep hoping. A broken bar, because your story might begin exactly the same way, with one unexpected step. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe for more beautiful stories that remind you love always finds a way.